ขอถวายความเคารพแด่ท่านอาจารย์ดร.พระมหาจัญญาสุทธิยาโนเจ้าวาดวัดพุทธปัญญาสหรัฐอเมริกาท่านอาจารย์ดร.พระมหานรินทร์โทดร.พระนรงค์วุฒิเมธีและก็ขอเจริญพรอุบาสิกาทุกท่านนะครับเขินเลยวันนี้โยมมากันเยอะ
อีกหนึ่งคนนะคะเดี๋ยวด้วย
โยมจะนั่งตรงนี้ก็ได้นะแล้วแต่เผื่อมันมีที่พิงที่อะไรฮะตรงนี้มีที่พิงไหมวันนี้เตรียมภาษาอังกฤษมาโยมมาเทศไม่ถูกเลย
มาเจอครูภาษาอังกฤษเนี่ยเดี๋ยวกลับบ้านดีกว่าเดี๋ยวท่านเรียกเป็นภาษาไทยเนี่ยใช่ไหมเรียกเป็นภาษาอังกฤษ
ใครครับ
ตอนนี้เรียกภาษาไทย
ผมก็ว่าอยากจะเทศภาษาอังกฤษนะ
โอ้เหรอโอ้แน่ก็ถึงบอกครูภาษาอังกฤษเนี่ย
ตอนแรกคิดว่าไม่มีใครมาอันนี้มีโยมมาก็เลยเขินไหม
เราฟังเฉยๆเนี่ยครูภาษาอังกฤษของคนอยู่ตรงนี้คนเดียว
Okay, I'm gonna start. Okay, I would like to pay my respect to the Most Venerable Dr. Paramahajanya Suthiyano, the abbot of Puttapanya Society in Pomona, California. I also respectfully greet all the venerable monks of Puttapanya Society, and all laymen and laywomen who are gathered here today. Okay, and I also would like to warmly welcome everyone to is watching Assan's Facebook Live. Okay, before I begin this Dharma talk, I would like to share some update about my English studies. Exactly, I'm currently studying English ESL Level 4. Yes. At San Antonio College, but I'm practicing like speaking, writing, reading, pronunciation, something like that, and vocabulary. But exactly, I'm not perfect. But I'm still a beginner. Okay. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Paramahajanya Suthiyano for your kindness and support. And I am also deeply grateful to all the venerable monks and laymen and laywomen who have supported me and kindly allowed me to come to USA to study English. Because of your generosity, I have the opportunity to learn like authentic American English, something like that, practicing American pronunciation, and learn directly like from native speakers. Exactly, this experience helps me improve my language skills and make confidence like when giving Dharma talks. It's my second time to giving Dharma talk in English. It's so boring, right? Okay. Today I'm gonna talk about the Asana Busha Day, right? Today I would like to share some few thoughts about Asana Busha Day, one of the most sacred and foundational days in Buddhism. On this special day, Buddhists remember the turning point that changed the world forever. We remember the Buddha's very first sermon, the discovery of the middle way, and the birth of the first Buddhist monk. According to Buddhist tradition, this historic event happened on the full moon day of the 8th lunar month. Because of this, Asanhabusha is very meaningful day for Buddhists around the world. This year, we graduate to celebrate this turning point on Wednesday, July 29, 2026. On Asanhabusha Day, many Buddhists visit temples. They meditate, listen to Dharma teachings, and practice their generosity and kindness. People may offer food to monks, light candles, or join meditation activities. But the most important thing is to reflect on the teaching of the Buddha and try to bring those teachings into daily life. However, Asanhabusha is not important only for the Buddhists. The principles shared on this day speak to universal thoughts about human psychology, balance, and peace. This recognition shows that the teachings of the Buddha have value not only for one religion, but only for the whole world. Okay, if I say something wrong, let me know.
I can understand him, right? I mean, you have good vocabulary.
Thank you. Today, millions of people from different cultures and different countries study these core principles. Some are Buddhist, some are not. But many people appreciate the universal message that Asanhabusha represents. The Buddha taught very simple but powerful principles. He encouraged people to avoid harmful actions. He encouraged people to do good things, and he encouraged people to train the mind to become peaceful, wise, and compassionate. These teachings are universal. They are not limited by nationality, culture, or language. They speak to common human experience. Every human being wants peace. Every human being wants happiness. And every human being wants freedom from suffering. For this reason, the message of Asanhabusha Day be meaningful for everyone. In today's, we often see conflict, stress, and misunderstanding between people and between nations. The teachings are remembered on Asanhabusha Day remind us that real peace begins inside the human mind by finding balance. When we develop mindfulness, compassion, and understanding, we create peace within ourselves. And when many individuals develop inner peace, this peace can grow in families, or communities, and societies. In this way, Asanhabusha is not only a religious celebration, it is also a reminder of our sharing humanity. It reminds us that wisdom, compassion, and kindness are values that can bring people together across cultures and traditions. On this Asanhabusha Day, we remember the first turning of the whole of Dharma, and we reflect on how we can bring more kindness, more understanding, and more peace into our world. May the spirit of Asana Busha inspire all of us to cultivate wisdom, compassion, and harmony for the benefit of all beings. Although Asana Busha comes from the Buddhist tradition, its message of wisdom, balance, and peace belong to our humanity. Okay. If you have some question, let me know. Maybe let me know, but I think Ajahn Narin, he can help me to answer you. Tonight we gather together under the light, the most sacred moon, the full moon of the 8th lunar month. Asana Busha Day around the world in temples and in homes. Millions of people are lighting candles. We call it the day the Dharma was born. It is a day of wonder. It's a day of history. But more importantly, it is a day to remember the potential within every human being to realize the truth. More than 205,000 years ago, a miraculous turning point happened on this very day. The Buddha delivered his first sermon. The first principle attained enlightenment. The first monk was ordained. Buddhists believe these three elements coming together complete the triple gem or Palatanatrai. It is a profound cosmic enlightenment. It shows us a perfect system of guidance, the teacher, the truth, and the community. Yes, our Asana Busha is not only for Buddhists. The truth taught on this day belong to the whole world. Wise minds across the globe recognize the scientific nation of this day. They want to honor the Buddha's message of peace, compassion, and non-violence. This shows that the truth doesn't belong to anyone or any one country. It belongs to all of humanity. Exactly in Thailand, we have honored this day for a very long time. It is a deeply rooted national tradition. Okay, we're gonna talk about the story. Our story begins in the Isipatana Deer Park or Isipatana Marukathayawan in present-day India. The Buddha traveled there after his enlightenment. He sought out his five former companions. There he delivered his very first sermon. This sermon is called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, or it means setting the whole of Dharma in motion. Or the earth trembled with joy as the light of truth was lit in the world. This is the most important part. The Buddha shared this truth as a human, speaking through other humans. He has no special privileges for heaven. He spoke from real experience by teaching human beings. He gave us a gift of hope. He showed us that wisdom is not something that falls from the sky. It is something we grow inside our hearts. The first audience consisted of 5 ascetics. They were known as the Panchavakki. Their leader was a wise man named Anyakontanya. They had watched the Buddha for years. They knew he was sincere. When they sat down to listen, the air became completely still. They were ready to hear the greatest deliverer in human history. Before this day, the Buddha had researched for years. He had seen the four sights or Tevatutsi, an old man, a sick man, a dead body, and a peaceful monk. This sight had changed him forever. He realized that wealth could not protect anyone from change or suffering. He went into the forest and found the answer to life. During his search, Siddhartha tried different paths. First, he enjoyed the extreme pressure for the praise. Then he went to the forest and starved himself. This extreme self-mortification is called Attakilamahanuyoga. He became very thin and weak. He almost died. He realized that neither too much pressure nor too much pain is the answer. One path is too hot, the another is too cold. Sexual indulgence is called Kamasukhalikanuyoga. It's a process or attachment and greed. He saw that these two extremes body and mind and block the path of peace. And he discovered the middle way we call Majjhima Patipatha. This is the path of beautiful balance, like a string. How can I pronounce it? S-T-R-I-N-G.
What is it?
S-T-R-I-N-G. Strength.
Oh,
Yeah, like some parts of musical instrument, But it's two thing is break, is to lose, is makes no sound, no noise,
in 3 สาย
Yes.
Okay.
The middle way in the path of the healthy mind and peaceful heart. It is the foundation of everything the Buddha taught. Yeah. Or as the Buddha explained the middle way, the minds of 5 ascetics or Panchavakki became focused. They stopped judging. They start listening with deep concentration. The Buddha showed them how to balance their effort and their mindfulness by walking the middle way. The mind becomes ready to see reality as it is. During the first part of his sermon, the Buddha introduced the Four Noble Truths or Ariya Satsī. He explained this life contains flexion. He realized that what we call me is actually a process of change. This is the fair work of freedom. The truths are not solid or dogmatic. They are like a spiritual map that guides step by step. During the second part of his sermon, the Buddha explained how the mind works. He saw that suffering is not random. It follows the law of cause and effort or karma. When we have good intentions, we plant the seed of happiness. When we act with anger or greed, we plant seed of pain. We are the owners of our own actions. Just at the conclusion of his sermon, the first line of understanding woke up in Anyakontanya or Pa Anyakontanya. He discovered the truth of Four Noble Truths, Ariya Satsī, is what his medical diagnosis, something like that. For the human mind, he saw the problem or suffering. He saw the case of craving, and he saw the clue of freedom, and he saw the path, or his mind became completely free from our defilements. The foundation of Buddhism is the Four Noble Truths. They were discovered and taught by the Buddha on this very day. They explain two simple things: why we suffer and how we can be free. 1. The truth of suffering, or dukkha. Suffering doesn't mean only pain or sadness. It also means stress, change, or not feeling fully satisfied. Life includes birth, aging, sickness, death, being away from people we love, being with people we do not like. Even our happy moments are a kind of suffering, because they don't last. Everything changes. 2. The truth of the case, or we call samudaya. Suffering has a case, or like a tanha, strong desire or attachment. There are three main types: kama tanha, wanting sensory pleasure; bhava tanha, wanting to become something; and vibhava tanha, wanting things to disappear. When we hold on to our identity, our things, our relationships, our opinion too tightly, we feel fear, worry, and disappointment. 3. The truth of the end of suffering, or nirodha. If craving ends, suffering ends. When we truly let go, the mind becomes free. This state is called nibbana. It is the peace, true freedom, and release from the cycle of rebirth. 4. The truth of the path, or map. There is a path that leads us to freedom. It is called the Noble Truth Path, or อริยมรรคมีองค์ 8. First one, right view. Second, right thought. Third, right speech. Fourth, right action. Fifth, right livelihood. Sixth, right effort. Seventh, right mindfulness. Eighth, right concentration. Ninth, yes, we have อริยมรรคมีองค์ 8. These 8 parts can be ground into the 3 trainings, or ไตรสิกขา Sila, or good behavior; Samadhi, mental training, something like that; and Panya, wisdom. In simple words, the Four Noble Truths explain what suffering is, why it happens, that it can end, and how to end it. They are both an explanation of life and a clear path to lasting peace. The first truth is that life involves dukkha. Dukkha is more than just pain. It is the feeling of dissatisfaction. Sorry if I pronounce wrongly. It is the stress of burnout, the fear of loss, and the sadness of change. by accepting that life is bumpy, something like that. We stop fighting reality. These are honesty in the first step toward true mental health. The second truth says suffering comes from tanha, like a tasty, something like that. It is a feverish need to always want more or to run away from our feelings. This craving creates a friction in our mind and in our society. The Buddha taught us to let go, not to stop caring, but to stop holding on so tightly that we hurt ourselves. The fourth truth is the Noble Eightfold Path or อริยมรรคมีองค์ 8. It is a guide for daily living. It covers our speech, our actions, and our thoughts. It is like ecology, where every path helps the other grows. If we walk this path, our lives become more balanced and less stressful. Okay, we have a lot of time. Oh my God.
Almost the end. We understand.
Okay. I'm sorry if I made something wrong.
No, I mean it's good.
Okay.
It
But you know, some word is like a religion is hard to understand and hard to pronounce.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because
You know, I had experience like this when I studied at the Mosaic, right? And professor gave me like a topic to talk about it, and I talk about the grief and something like that. And she did it. She told me why it's so deep. Like I think what did I say? I say deep and grief. When we live and grief is the only thing we see, and we lost the will to carry on. But if we look into ourselves with compassion, something like that, about like a religion.
And then what did she say?
She said, "Oh my God, it's what deep."
I mean, I guess she probably think that you talk like a philosopher, like you would go into something
But
not normal people
yeah.
would, think about.
Right, but she knows I am a monk, something like that. Yeah. Okay, very.
She should respect that.
And okay, continue. After training the wheel of Dharma on this day, the Buddha didn't stay silent. For 45 years, he walked everywhere to teach. He taught tithes and farmers. He taught people who were rich and people who had nothing. His life became the ultimate example for compassion in action. The Buddha's first sermon, "Heal the deepest ones," is opened the door for everyone. It transformed a wise ascetic like Phra Anyakontanya into the first noble monk. You know the first noble monk who is it?
did he become enlightened?
Yes, exactly. And
Became enlightened.
yes, Phra Anyakontanya or Kontanya, but in English they call Kontanya, just Kontanya, But we know Phra Anyakontanya. Yes. As the Buddha finished speaking, Kontanya experienced like a though the Buddha are shouted with joy. Anya Sivata Po Gontanyo. Yeah. It means พระอัญญาโกณทัญญะ knowns ถ้าเป็นภาษาไทยก็บอกว่าอัญญาโกณทัญญะได้รู้แล้วหนอหลังจากที่แสดงพระธรรมเทศนา or he developed the eye of Dharma or ดวงตาเห็นธรรมนะครับ or he saw that whatever is subject to original or the origination is all subject to our self-selection หรือว่าถ้าเป็นภาษาไทยก็สิ่งใดสิ่งหนึ่งมีความเกิดขึ้นเป็นธรรมดาสิ่งนั้นใช่ทั้งปวงล้วนมีความดับไปเป็นธรรมดาครับ yes this realization was about anicca or change all things that arise must or eventually fell apart. These teaches us not to be careless. Life is precious and short. We should use only mind wisely to understand our minds and do good to the world. พระอัญญาโกณทัญญะ then asked for ordination. The Buddha gained it by saying, "Ehi bhikkhu." Yeah. It means come monk. The Dharma is well taught, something like that. With these words, the Sangha was born. The triple gem became complete on this earth. It represents the community of practice to live example of the truth. And what's very okay. If you want to follow the Buddha today, remember these three principles from the heart of Dharma. Avoid all evil or สัพพะปาปัสสะกัลนังก็คือเว้นจากการทำบาปทั้งปวงแล้วก็ do good กุศลสูปสัมปทาก็ทำกุศลให้ถึงพร้อมแล้วก็ purify your mind or สัจจิตตะปริโยทปนังทำจิตให้ผ่องแผ้ว avoid evil means stop causing harm. Do good means to a source of cooling from others. Or purify the mind means train your thoughts to see things clearly. Don't do wrong, sappha pavasa karanang. Stay away from harmful actions. Don't hurt others. Don't lie or cheat. Or don't act out of anger or selfishness, something like that. If something causes pain or trouble for yourself or others, step back and don't do it. Think before you act. Choose the right thing over the easy thing. 2. Do good or do what is good. Kusala supa sampata. Make a habit of doing good. Be kind and helpful. Speak honestly and politely. Lend a hand when someone needs help. Show patience and understanding. Goodness doesn't happen by accident. You build it day by day. Small actions add up. 3. Keep your mind clear or sajita pariyo tapana. Clean up your mind. Let go of anger. Don't hold on to jealousy, something like that. Don't get lost in negative thoughts. Take time to pause to be mindful when your mind is calm and clear. You make better choices. A peaceful mind leads to a peaceful life. These three ideas are simple. Stay away from harm. Do good whenever you can. Keep your mind clear and Stanley. Where is Payao? Where is your Payao?
She's busy.
He busy, maybe.
Laundry.
And also maybe she is preparing something for tomorrow.
Yes, tired too.
Okay, tonight we walk like that. Exactly, we did in the evening. We walk like with candles. It's called Amisa Pusha, material offered to show respect. But the Buddha said there is a higher way, Patibat Pusha, or worship God's patience. Exactly, lighting a candle outside is beautiful, but lighting wisdom inside your heart is greatest honor. When we walk the cycle or Vientian, we carry three things. The candles represent wisdom. The incense represents virtue. The lotus on, I don't know what kind of flower have you had today, but the lotus represent, the lotus represent purify. Can we find a lotus flower here? No.
Oh,
I never see.
Very few. Very few.
Oh.
Atอะไรนะมันมีสวนมี
But we can buy or just maybe a
maybe
few.
it has to be imported.
But it doesn't mean we can change to another kind, another.
สวนที่
You mean in LA, right?
แฮนคอกพาร์ค
Oh,
แฮนคอกพาร์คมี
wow.
เขาโรโรตัส
Oh,
I think I saw some in the area, but I'm not sure.
You know, I found the lotus pond in a temple in North Carolina. I have the picture. I can show it to you.
The weather has to be in the kind of this over here in California.
It has to be like
go to.
but our temple it also have, right?
Huh?
It also has, right? Our temple. Lotus.
No,
But not all temple have.
No, in our.
that is a water lily.
Oh.
That
Okay.
is water lily. It's different.
Different kind. Oh, okay.
But lotus ของคนไทย
No, no.
ที่นี่
Like I said, I saw
Mm-hmm.
the lotus pond
That's
in
fine.
North Carolina,
Not correct.
in Knightdale, city of Knightdale.
Oh.
So what kind of weather it's has to be
Rainy and
humid, no?
Human.
sometimes it was humid. And I spent few days there.
Do we have in California? No, huh?
Yes, we do. Like I said, Hancock Park.
Oh, I thought
And
it
they
was
have the Lotus Festival.
Lotus festival.
Around somewhere.
Oh, interesting.
So we have to find out, huh?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
go
it's
see.
It's a
Let's go
combination.
see.
It is a combination of Asian culture.
Combination.
I think it started with Japanese.
Mm.
I used to attend that festival. It's
Yeah,
called
let's
Lotus
see it.
Festival.
Okay, next time. Yeah, exactly. And I already told you the lotus represent purify. We walk around the main hall 3 times, right? Or the chapel 3 times. This means we take refuge in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, and the Sangha. We are training our lives into the light. Our world is changing every faster. We have technology, but we have stress. The Buddha first sermon helped us manage our digital lives. It tells us to avoid the extreme of our distinction, to find balance. The middle way helps us to find space between being busy and finding rest. The real celebration of Asana Busha happens inside our own hearts. If today we are a little more balanced, but it's our Asana Busha. If today we understand suffering and let go a little, that is Asana Busha. Every moment of balance is a moment of awakening. Okay, we're gonna talk about conclusion. We will finish. In conclusion, our Asana Busha is far more than a simple celebration for Buddhists. It is a day of deep thinking for all people. It is a reminder that wisdom, balance, and love for others are valued for everyone. These values can guide every human being forward a better, more peaceful life. This day asks us to pause, think deeply, and look at how we live, or how we treat others, and how we build peace in our hearts and minds. These values are not limited to one culture, country, or religion. They are rules for everyone that every human being can practice and get good things from. On this sacred day, we remember the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, the teaching of the middle way, the explanation of the Four Noble Truths, and the birth of the Sangha. Each of these events carry lessons that last forever. The Buddha's first sermon reminds us of the power of truth inside every person. His discovery of the middle way teaches that thought, balance, study, thinking, and training our mind, we can overcome ignorance and suffering. The completion of the Triple Gem reminds us that community and practice are essential goals in our human life. Asana Busha isn't just about rituals or ceremony. It is about putting the teaching of the Buddha into daily life. Every act of mindfulness, every moment of patience, and every balance or actions, no matter how small, is a practice that brings us closer to lasting happiness. A kind word, a gentle gesture, a smile, or a sincere effort to find balance can have a big effort far beyond our own lives. When we take time to think carefully and try to avoid extremes, we contribute to a world that is more harmonious and full of love. In today's world, stress, fear, and misunderstanding are everywhere. People act from anger, sadness, or fear, and countries may fight over extremes, of belief or goals. Asana Busha reminds us that true peace begins with finding the center. Peace is not something that can be given by others. It's grown by inside us. Our thoughts, staying careful, thinking deeply, and avoiding the paths of extreme greed or anger. When we find peace within ourselves, it naturally spreads to our families, friends, our neighborhood, and the whole society. By embracing the teachings of the first sermon, we learn to see and overcome bad feelings such as craving or attachment. We learn to act with clear plans and care, rather than being led by old habits or certain impulses. The celebration of Asanhabusha is not just a day on the calendar. It's a real guide for living. It teaches that every choice we make, every thought we have, and every action we make either turn to will of peace and encourages suffering. Why a lot of things? And so I am embarrassing.
No, it should not be the only one time. It has to be the lifelong
Yeah, principle.
Perfect.
And happiness is not just found only in moment. Wealth, success, and winning things outside. True happiness comes from a mind trained into middle way, a heart open to love others, and a life built on the Four Noble Truths. Staying mindful helps us watch our craving without being defected by them. Love allows us to see the needs of others as part of our own happiness. Understanding cuts down fights, anger, and judging others, and it creates space for peace and our relationships. Oh my God, we have 10 minutes left.
It's good.
No, it's just a change of chip.
Yeah, it is.
5 more minutes and then.
Okay, I promise I will be there. As we conclude, let us look at the full moon one more. May the light of the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha guide your steps tonight. May you realize your potential. May you find your own awakening. And may you find ultimate peace along the middle way. Avoid harm with wisdom. Do good with courage. Purify the mind with understanding. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening so carefully and respectfully.
It's very encouraging, huh?
Yes.
I mean, it's very motivating me to.
You already turned it off, right?
Yeah, and thank you so much to everyone who joined us online. Okay, we truly appreciate your time and your attention. If I make any mistakes, or if my pronunciation wasn't clear, please give me. Thank you so much for your kindness.
This is so good. Something for change.
ท่านปิดแล้วใช่ไหม